Welcome to the channel. My name is Trajan, and today we're talking about making money in retirement. But wait, you might ask, why would you be making money in retirement? Retirement means you don't work anymore. You just go and sip Mai Tais on the beach for the rest of your life and not do anything. But it's quite to the contrary. In fact, 50% of retirees only partially retire. A large portion of the population doesn't retire fully and just do nothing. They scale back, they take an extra job. And 26% of retirees in the last few years are actually returning to work, either full-time or part-time. So why is this happening? Why are people returning to work, and why are retirees not fully retiring? I like to focus on the financial independence versus retire early section of FIRE, because having financial independence means that you can do what you want. You have the freedom to work or not work, to earn money. You're not making decisions based on your finances. Whereas retiring has the connotation that you're just going to do nothing and wither away for the rest of your life. And most people don't like that. That's not appealing to people. So what are the reasons why people don't fully retire? Granted, financial is a big part of it. Whether you're trying to build up your portfolio, you're not quite comfortable with how much you have, or you're trying to recoup past investment losses, that's a big chunk of it. But another large part of it is the social and emotional benefits. People like being engaged in a project. They like working as a team. They like being around other people. They like having that challenge. And when they retire, they miss it. When I retired at 47, I missed all that. I missed being around people. I missed being challenged and engaged in something. Next is health insurance. In the United States, health insurance is very expensive, and the system is set up so the best way to get health insurance is by being a W-2 employee. So retirees often go back to work, or they work at least part-time, so they can get the health insurance. And that takes care of one of the major expenses in retirement is health insurance, and you can do that by working part-time, 20 hours a week or more. And then lastly, they prefer to keep working. Most people want to work. It might sound appealing to just go sit on the beach and do nothing and read books all day, but most people actually get bored of it. If this is your experience, any of these above, then I would love to hear your comments on how you've dealt with that and whether that's true for you. So please comment below and share your experience. So what do retirees that are working in retirement do for money? Retirement can be a great time to enjoy the fruits of your lifetime labors. You've built up skills, you have experience, you have connections, you've done a lot of networking. So that doesn't mean that you need to just push that all to the side and have your earning potential come to an end. And there are many ways that retirees can make money, and we're going to cover some of those, 5 of those in fact, in this video. So number 1 is to start a part-time job. That's the most straightforward way of earning extra income, getting your insurance paid, is to take a part-time job. Whether you want to pursue an interest or passion that you've had for a long time and haven't been in that industry, you want to change industries, which happens quite a lot. There's just something you want to try, so you go and get a job, full or part-time, in something completely different. And when you're retired, it might give you a little bit of freedom to try something new that you haven't before, because you hopefully aren't so tied to having to make that income. You just want to have a supplement to your retirement income or your Social Security. So you go and find something that you're passionate about and get a job doing that. And the other way is to go to your employer and say, I'm ready to retire, but I don't want to fully retire. I would like to go down to part-time. And a lot of employers are very open to that. They're open to retaining their key employees that have all that experience. They don't want to let go of that person and have to start over training somebody new and starting the whole process over again. Having been an employer for a couple of decades, I know that I'm more than willing to do what I can to keep my employees, the best employees, even if they want to go down to part-time. And there is a large portion of the workforce that is 65 and older. That is a kind of an unsung, an unfocused on segment of the workforce, because there's so many employers that value that experience and value those connections and the knowledge that the older workers have. So they're more than willing to hire 65 or older employees versus a younger employee that doesn't have the experience, that needs to be trained, that doesn't have maybe the social skills or the work ethic that a older employee worker has that has been working in the workforce for 40 years. So it's a little bit tough to compete. So take advantage of that experience you have and go find a part-time job and get the benefits that will help you in your retirement. Number two is related to that is become a freelancer or a consultant. If you've developed specialized skills or expertise or knowledge, consider offering that as a freelancer or a consultant. And some of the areas where people do this most popularly is writing and editing. A lot of jobs require that, and so it's very common for people to build up their writing and editing skills and then go and offer that to select clients, or they'll leave a job and they'll offer that to some of the clients that they've always been working with. They'll kind of take their best clients with them, if that's possible with the employer. Number two is graphic design. That's something that you can get trained on. You can learn online. In addition to web development, you can take classes online or some local classes at the community college near you potentially, and then do that on the side. Then accounting and financial planning and other services related to HR and management consulting. Those are all popular areas where people will work part-time because they have those experience from their job. They just leave their job and then they go offer it to new clients through sites like Fiverr or freelancer.com or Upwork. So far, if you found these points helpful, then please like this video and subscribe, because I'm going to be making more videos about retirement, and you'll be notified if you subscribe to the channel. Number three is start a small business. So in addition to the potential for additional income when you have your business, there are tax benefits, and you can take your skills and maybe a hobby, something you're interested in, and turn it into an actual business and be your own boss. It could be something like making and selling handcraft items on Etsy or on Amazon, starting a catering business, or opening a bed and breakfast, or doing any of the freelancer services that I mentioned previously. But you're your own boss and you're building a business. You might hire employees. So you take the skills you've developed and just expand it, but do it on your own time. And maybe you're not working 60 hours a week or even 40 hours a week. Maybe you're just doing a business part-time, 20, 30 hours a week, which is totally doable. Number four is rent out your property, especially if you are older and you're retiring and maybe your kids have moved out and you have a couple of bedrooms in your house that you can rent out. You can go on sites like Airbnb, VRBO, or Zillow rentals and rent out a spare room or two in your house anytime you want to have some extra income. This is actually a way that I traveled, where I spent 3 years living in Europe off and on, and while I was gone, I would rent out my condo, and that actually supplemented and sometimes paid for my time traveling because I was able to rent that out while I was gone. Great way to make some extra money, whether you've got extra rooms in your house or you just want to go and travel, which a lot of retirees want to do. Number five, and lastly, is invest in dividend-paying stocks. So this is the most straightforward and simple way to generate money in retirement, is buying dividend stocks that are going to pay you quarterly or sometimes monthly. You don't have to start a business. You don't have to work part-time. But the caveat is, of course, you have to plan far in advance. Start investing now in those dividend stocks to build up a portfolio. Do your research, diversify your investments, pick the right stocks, or just find a mutual fund or an ETF that pays dividends, and then you're automatically diversified and have minimal risk. So prepare now, build up a stock portfolio, whether it's dividend-paying stocks or just general stocks, growth stocks that you can live off, that will send you a check every quarter. So retirement doesn't have to mean the end of your earning potential. Take advantage of all the contacts and the skills and the knowledge and experience you've gathered and worked really hard for during your working years, and explore some of these options to supplement your income while you're in retirement, and keep yourself active and engaged and challenged and fulfilled in retirement. That's one of the big downsides of retirement, is that people don't feel engaged and fulfilled. And working some on the side and having projects on the side can really help you develop your skills and have a lifestyle that might be more beneficial, more happy for you when you're working part-time and then enjoying the rest of your day, the rest of your week, doing whatever you want. So there are a lot of alternatives to traditional retirement in addition to some that I've talked about, like part-time work. We didn't talk about seasonal work or phased retirement or sabbaticals. There are a lot of different types of retirement aside from just the working part-time and starting a business and investing. There are several other ways to do retirement that might be different than what you're thinking of, different than the traditional retirement. And I made a whole video about that. You can click it up above or link down below. Check out that video where I talk about all different ways to do retirement to get ideas about how you might want to do retirement that maybe you haven't thought of before. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.